Oh man. So yeah. I don't know, man. I got
That went
so
south quick, man. Normally you get a week. Damn.
yeah, before she cuts me off.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, out of the blue, man. Just sent me that text message about Usher and this and that and reading too much in the relationship and everything. It's like because I was straight up forward with it, like, hey man, I got a chick.
Right.
Um
Right.
it was like that, we ain't gonna be together. But I don't know what was running through her mind, but yeah, what was that, about a year ago, right? That was about a year ago.
I told you,
And
man, about that time to snap back, act like ain't nothing ever transpired between the two, and was like, let me just see how he living. Even though it was one of those, don't ever call me again. It's been nice knowing you, but we need not ever talk to each other again. And I thought that was the end of it. You was like, hey, man, I was like, dude, she knew, she smelt you. So I don't know what that was about, man. Some strange fruit, bro.
oh, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
And you said that's her format.
Yeah,
Trip
yeah.
heavy, come back even heavier. Whatever.
Mhm.
It is what it is.
Oh man, but to send out a text and then get a text back saying this number is no longer in service.
That's what I was like, dude. Who's sending that? Was that her
Who's
or
doing
him?
that? Like,
That
who
makes
was
no
fault for
sense.
that?
Under your name, I have you logged in my phone. It's like I know who this is.
This number is no longer in service.
Like right now,
Oh,
after
and
this
then I had
text,
to
right?
I had to hit the laugh, to respond, man, because it's so ridiculous. Like, hey, man, just say don't text me again, man. I'm good with that. Just being nice, man.
That's
Oh,
funny, man. See what you're missing?
hey,
See what you're
man.
missing?
Yeah. Sometimes it's better just leave the past in the past, man.
That that
Uh,
that might be it, man. You can't, sometimes there's some meat you got to throw away. You can't say that meat. You got to throw that meat away, man. I'm sorry.
uh, life's probably crazy.
Uh,
So
Apparently,
I
she's going through her phone like, who can I fuck with? It's been over a year. I'm sure the password has reset. Let me give it a shot again. Like I said, just think if you was on that shit. You'd be all kind of motherfuckers.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. I couldn't do that. No. But whatever, man. Whatever. I could care less. I really could. It's not going to change my life one bit.
I
Probably
just thought
better
the shit
off.
was hilarious, man. Considering the timing of it all. I'm like, dude, come on, man. What's going on with the dynamic duo, man?
I think everybody's in the middle of pooping or something. Um,
Right. That's the line. If you're
that's
late, you're
it.
taking a shit. That's
Yeah,
what he's
yeah.
doing.
That's the only thing
Okay.
acceptable here
Yeah,
on this
you better say
podcast.
that. You
Yeah.
better say that. You're gonna get docked. You get no segments. You got to agree with everything. Hey man, you see that shit I sent you about Exhibit's brother snitching, man?
Man, what was that? So I've been running around, the Cuddies in the hospital. So we went up there and yeah, so I haven't had a chance to read all the articles. I just seen the
Okay.
headlines. Um yeah, he told me to hide 20 million.
We supposed to be broke.
Hey,
We
man.
supposed to be broke. You telling her to branch, all kind of shit. What is wrong, man? Damn, Band of Brothers. Have you not seen that movie? I mean, anything, man. I mean, come on, cuz. Nothing.
Yeah, yeah. All right, but I, I don't know, man. She could be
See,
lying though. You know what I mean? I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, so I can't start making all these assumptions like I did. I'm still gonna make a bunch of assumptions, but let me at least watch it first.
yeah, man. It was just one of those like, are you kidding me, man? We talk about this chick taking him to the cleaners. He claiming poorhouse, and here come his brother. Uh-uh. He got 20 mil over here.
Yeah, I bet
It's
his
in my
brother asked
name
for
though.
a cut.
Well, shit, if he hit it, I'm sure he know how to get to it. You got you being able to speak so freely on it like that. That's just foul, man. Your brother. Like, God dang, man, I'm getting snaked by my ex and my damn brother.
Hey man, what you gonna do? What up,
There
Drizzy?
he is.
What up, fam?
What's
How
going
y'all
on with
doing?
your cousin?
Oh, slow motion's better than no motion.
That's
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. Waiting on there is he gonna punch in?
Uh, shit, there it is.
JMC?
And soon as as soon as he stopped taking that shit, he had the shit longer than everybody else.
That's the line, Drew. If you late, you taking a shit.
Oh no, no!
And we live. So yeah.
Wow,
Man,
yeah, yeah.
You're gonna jump right on into it. Like, hey man, where's the other dude at? Oh, he taking a shit.
oh. Hey, I checked the hot section of your podcast, man. It's some dope shit, man.
Oh, thank you, thank
Oh
you,
shit.
Keep
Yeah.
pushing the push, baby.
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make sure you guys check out Piercing the Veil podcast with Jay
yeah,
Drizzy. Yeah.
yeah.
The man in the myth,
Yes.
explaining the mans and the myths.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is. Running that shit down to your ass.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you got a theater.
So I'm down in Akron. I got
Oh.
a cousin that's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, he's fighting a good one. He's fighting a good fight. So I'm down in Akron. I'm over my uncle's house. I'm down here in the basement. My auntie watching a movie upstairs, and
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
see,
coming
like you
through.
got some good connection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got some good connection tonight.
Yes.
Is
yes,
this
yes.
damn cat at, man? I mean, it's CP time, and then
He'll be
Yeah.
fine. He'll be fine. What'd he say? 12 minutes, something like that.
Did he say
That
12
was
minutes?
me. I was
Oh,
me. He said he'd be a little late.
well, shit.
So yeah. So
That's all right. Let me get these damn clips up here.
Loaded, brother. Loaded in.
well, that beautiful being footage.
Yeah, man. You have to stop hitting that damn live button, man. You got
Mm.
it out here looking crazy.
Mm.
This is not professional. It's a lot of dead air, man. What's wrong
This
with
is-
you, man? We supposed to be hitting these points in a
We-
certain time frame.
I apologize, Mr. Edward. It will not happen twice.
We all have to be unison. You saw the Temptations, man. We move as one. If one's out of step, the whole line's out of step.
You got me looking in the wrong damn folder. Hold on, man. You messing me up with all that shenanigans.
Temptations and 5 heartbeats shit.
Yeah, man. I wanted maybe I'll talk about it next week, man. I'll save it for next week. Get you so you guys can get a little. You can go look it up a little bit. These Yeezys 450s, his new shoes. Have you guys? If you got a quick second, go ahead and Google this fucking shoe.
It's the Yeezys 450s. Let's see. I'll bring it up on the screen.
Say we're gonna talk about it right now. Fuck it.
You said 450?
Yeah.
Oh, those the joints he was talking about without the
What the
lace.
fuck is this bullshit?
These shoes are selling out, man. They look like
$169, $289.
they look
What
like bread
is this
buns.
bullshit?
Yeah.
Oh, they do have laces. Okay.
What is that?
It's the Yeezy, son. Adidas.
Ah.
Man, Michael
For
Jackson should
huge
come out with
shit.
some shoes.
That looks like a fucking sock with great stuff sprayed on it. That insulation foam, that
Yep.
great stuff.
Weatherization. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're $320.
No. Mm-mm.
I saw them for like $2.
No, sir.
But yeah, man. Cats they're going crazy for the Yeezys, man.
Yeah, they're different. They're different. I wouldn't wear that bullshit. You gonna get a
Not
pair?
me either.
Nah, man. My doctor said I can't because of my arches, and yeah, no. Too old to be dressing like that, man. I can't. They don't look like they support nothing.
Except for his pocketbook.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I'd rather wear some socks. Can't be out there like that, man. I need that support. Those things don't look like, they look like fucking a pastry.
Well said. Well said, Eddie. Well said. Yes, they do. Those go on your feet, man. They look delicious.
Shoes, are they dope? No, nigga, they delicious.
Pass me one of those. Pass me one of those, man.
Oh shit,
Man. So what's up? Who
Motherfucking
wants to do the intro?
Man, it don't matter, man. We could just go into it, man. This brother said he's gonna be a couple minutes late, man. He down there a half hour late. Come on, man.
Don't play the theme song, though.
Get into it. Nah, we good. We good. We're gonna freestyle.
I love
today,
the theme song. Come on, man. I don't even want to talk about this Joker, man.
Hey, man, we got to talk about this dude, man. You want to run it in real quick?
Right here.
This pastor got robbed at gunpoint during his broadcast, his preaching broadcast. He's seen a bunch of dudes kicking the back door, run through with guns, holding guns on the deacons and all the parishioners, and told him to run his shit.
Wow.
I guess he turned in a murder suspect like the prior year, and of course the news focused on his massive amount of jewelry and the Rolls Royce he was rolling in, so it kind of made him a target.
Oh, well, him running his mouth and him investing more in his personal vanity than his own personal security.
Thank you for the backstory on that too, man, because I was wondering who he owed or what the deal was. Now it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. What makes more sense is that it's probably an inside job.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I wasn't thinking the whole him snitching on.
I mean, you live streaming, and it's just all too convenient for insurance claims purposes.
That part too, but you got $400,000 worth of jewelry on you at church.
Hey, man,
the kingdom of God.
Yeah. The crazy thing is like he is noticeably scared. Now, mind you, this man is preaching that no matter what happens, you'll end up in the kingdom of God if you're just fine. And he is in the middle of spitting this bullshit. And then when a gun is in his face, he's running them jewels.
Glory.
So, he's talking about how the parishioners are scared. You should not be scared in church if you obviously do not believe your own bullshit. So maybe you should stop going to church. Stop paying for this motherfucker's jewelry. Stop paying for his Rolls Royce. Stop listening to his hype, and find something else constructive to do with your life.
I'm sure that how much percent they supposed to tithe every week?
10%.
You put that 10% in the 401k or IRA or something. Anything.
A CD.
A CD. Take them there. Drew. But my thing is, man, that doesn't make any sense. I think it was an inside job, and somebody was just like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, eternal love to you and all your families. Jesus, pal.
Yes, my sister. That's one of my sisters there. Yeah,
all right. But
man, peace, fam.
He gets no sympathy for me, man. being up in there laced up, and I'm sure people are, barely making it there due to, high gas prices and everyday other bullshit that goes on. And he sitting up there with $400,000 worth of jewelry on.
And his sermon on a ThinkPad or whatever that is.
Is that a laptop?
Yes. It's probably an iPad Pro.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Come on, brother, man. You gotta do better, man. You gotta do better.
How are we in this year? We're in 2022, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is. How are we still here talking about Jesus? Yeah, like
I get what you're saying, but how are we still like propping these guys up? You can have your own faith and all that stuff, whatever, but doing this shit.
You're supporting the kingdom of God.
I needed that, Drew. Yeah, I mean, damn, that makes no sense. I get where Tank is going. It's to that point. Why are we still doing this? Why are we still supporting people? Because they took their money, not his, because they paid for it.
Yeah. It's not like he's got a job. He sells hope. My daughter, we were driving past a church one time, and big giant church down the street from the house. And she goes, what's that? I said, oh, that's a church. I think, they have a school too. She goes, why is the building so big? Where they make their money? I was like, man, they sell hope. They're selling you answers to something you have no clue about, and neither do they. But
damn, good answer. Good straight answer. Don't sugarcoat it. Just
nah.
And the Father of the Year award goes to.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that was a straight, honest answer.
Straight, honest answer without all the extra.
Knowing your kid, she was gonna keep prying until she get that answer, till she get satisfied. But yeah, man, that was a straight, direct hit on that answer, man. That was dope. Because man.
Yeah, she's pal says, because the people were hoodwinked. Religious madness.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But I still, especially after, if whoever's in the congregation when this happened, that should be your wake-up call.
Man, it goes so deep. That's why I say I don't want to talk about this Joker, because being a childhood victim of a cult and seeing, people who could barely keep the utilities going,
right,
given a tenth, breaking this up, and then people come at you like they collected for the mob. Like, brother, I noticed you haven't paid tithes in a couple of weeks.
Man.
Are you going to help me out? Well, I was just wondering when you was going to give the Lord his money.
Man.
Yeah.
How crazy.
No shit, it was like that.
Dude, they used to pass the thing around twice.
And man, I remember hearing stories about the W-2s. Like they would check your W-2s and shit.
Yes, it's tax season.
No shit.
I think I had a friend who attended his parents were knee deep in that cult Jay was talking about. I'm sure Jay knows the family. And he kept, he strayed away after his dad passed away. And, they were just living off of dad's pension. But mom's was giving a big chunk of that to that damn church. And he was like, he kept getting into trouble, and they interviewed him on some shit, whatever. They was like, why do you keep, reoffending and stuff? He was like, I gotta be out here in these streets. My mom keep giving all our, the money to the church.
Wow.
He's like, I gotta take care of my family.
Man.
I was just like, yeah, because he was just, now he didn't caught a body now. So he's done. But yeah, that was, him coming up. They were at, did a little interview on him, and they asked him why he kept doing what he was doing. He was saying, damn church. Like there's nothing left after, she when they say give until it hurts, that's what she was doing. And it, affecting the whole damn family. Because what Tank said, it's selling hope.
Man, pulpit pimping is like, man, that is
it's
like
real.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah. What did May
Fully
say? He
knows-
made more money preaching than he ever did rapping.
Oh
Right.
man, see, see,
You know, from pulpit to pimp stick to pulpit. You know,
yeah.
it was the easy transition for Don Bishop Magic
Yeah.
Wand.
Yeah,
I mean, and from the place that Ed's speaking of, where I spent the majority of my childhood till I hit about my late teens and came back from university life, and I started to branch out to other. What's up there, old Painless?
Brethren, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, man. I had
You
an
had to take a
issue to
shit.
deal with. So sorry. Was that?
You good,
You was
you
taking
good.
a shit.
I
That's
wish
what
it was
you're
something
You
as
was
simple
eating
as
on the
that.
toilet.
That's the line, brother. That's the line.
I do eat
Don't
on
do
it.
him like
Finish the
that.
sandwich
Don't
and
do him
pinch
like
one
that.
off.
I do eat on the toilet sometimes.
That's
Wow.
nasty. Now I don't need to know that
Wow.
or picture that neither, punk.
Hey, listen, that's hardcore. That's hardcore right there.
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
up,
man.
gentlemen?
What's happening, family?
But
Go
yeah,
ahead, Drew.
what I was saying is, a lot of the ministers, elders, etc., the high-ranking church officials, they came out of that life. You know, and to see that transition where the browbeating could be heavy from some of them kept it real. They're like, man, I came from nothing. Man, I was pimping women. I was living off of women. I'm ashamed of it now, but what can I do other than repent? You know, that's what I'm doing with this aspect of my life. But they all, not all, a lot of them came out of that life, and that was their testimony. That was their draw to other people. And there was other people that, respected them, that were still out there, so to speak, in the streets or what have you, but they would tell you which ones was real.
Yeah.
They'd say, hey, man, I watched this man change his life.
Yeah.
So even though I don't attend, I respect what he's doing because I remember him back when. And then the other ones was like, oh, he said he ain't never did that. He lying to you. I was with him when we used to all be doing that shit. And you're like, what?
Right.
Like, why play with people's mentality? Just be real. Like, hey, man, I'm human. I'm here. I'm gonna say they should admit it's a hustle for them because that doesn't really, prove well in results. But
Well, you see, Creflo just came out talking about he been wrong about tithing all these years, some 60-something, 70-something, maybe over $100 million later. Oh, I've been wrong.
After browbeating him about not having a big enough private jet, saying that he wished he could line people up who don't tithe outside the church and shoot them and bury them right there where they stand. But when I left,
I'm sorry, a $64 million jet.
Right. And when I left the place that that I came up, craziest thing was that when you go other places, you see it may not be on as grandiose a scale because I came up in the largest Black congregation in the city.
Yeah.
And then you talk to other members that went to the other larger churches, and it was like a competition.
Yep.
Mine just made district elder. Mine's presiding, prelate of the entire organization. We got members flying over here from Europe, the UK. And it was like, oh, wow, that's an extensive and expensive hustle. That's
far-reaching.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
But what I discovered when I studied the Bible on my own, because I studied it. When I say studied it, I mean I went through it 4 times and highlighted every subject, every topic you could debate, discuss, every doctrine, every dogma. I knew this stuff like I still do, like the back of my hand. And what I came to on the whole tithing thing was that it was blood money. When you study the Old Testament, in the books of, I want to say, of Joel, Hosea, you start to come across this concept of you paying for God's protection, who he's supposed to be omniscient, omnipotent, omnitemporal, omniscopic, and excuse me, I said all. Wait, 4 of the omnis. There's one I'm missing, but either way, you get my point. How could he be disappointed in anything you do? How could he not know what you're going to do before you do it? You understand? So all those things that you being judged upon or think you're being judged upon, it's an illusion. And so once I started realizing that and I started looking into the tithing thing in specific, it said, bring all the tithes into the storehouse. So the church is supposed to be a community storehouse. But every now and again, having a chicken dinner or a food drive or even a pantry,
Yeah.
and it's not running every day, and you don't got people sleeping in your gymnasium on cots, with all the homeless in the area, there's no excuse. And we're not, and we as a people, not just blacks, but or so-called blacks, but as a community, whoever's in the community, if there's a church, you should be demanding from the church that they provide those services if they're going to continue to browbeat you with those scriptures.
Well, historically, these areas are poor fucking areas.
Yeah, and they get government funding. And they stay open when everybody's house is getting torn down.
Right. Look on the sharing line, some of them churches over there in the houses that sit over that motherfucker. This whole street's covered by grass. Whole streets, you don't even fucking know it's there.
Yeah, all you hear is the banjos playing.
Right.
But my man got stuck up for 400. That's what you get. You rocking all your shit.
That's what he get.
That's what your ass get. You got 400 on your body, but you ain't got no blicky. You ain't got nothing to protect your ass. You got nothing.
I wish we had the footage from the one fight that broke out in the Detroit church. What was it, about 6-7 years ago, maybe? And the whole congregation broke out in the fight, and they was going after the pastor because, he bought up all this land in the neighborhood and wasn't doing anything with it. And, was demanding people. I mean, he had a huge church, too. Huge church, made the news. They were in the parking lot. It was crazy.
You know what, man? If anybody, excuse me, I'm sorry, I forgot to think you was about to say something, Mr. Aduma.
No, you're good.
A lot of these scandals and shit that we hear about now, or you know what I'm saying? These things that we hear about happening. And I was hearing that shit as a youngin'. I used to landscape, man, and I knew what preacher's wife left him because he was fucking around on her with somebody else's wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You like before the mega church thing even took off, you knew who was building these big ass houses for the second time in 10 years. Just building the motherfucker from the ground up. So when somebody decided to come and take tithes out that ass themselves, I don't feel bad. He had to pay tithes to the streets, nigga. The streets said, I want my tithes and a gift, nigga.
Yeah, and like Tank said, man, if you that close to the Almighty, what you worried about?
Right.
Yeah.
You can lay down. You'll be fine.
You believe your own bullshit. That's all it boils down to. Yeah, you selling a lie. You know it's a fucking lie.
It is.
Yeah, and you can't pull off that lie when you're under stress, when you're under duress.
So out there, so out there with the
face, got your training.
Church. With the listening audience, just remember, if you get in a debate about this, just tell them to ask Dylan Roof.
Wow,
man, churches for the boys, single mothers, and the kids that ain't old enough to know that does some bullshit that they mama dragging them to every Sunday and Wednesday. That's all that shit is. That's who it's for.
Yeah,
the single,
like I said, karma's real.
Don't nobody want.
Karma is real as that gun that was pointed at him. So yeah.
In our society.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
Hey,
who is this lady?
Kim Burrell, man. She's a gospel singer.
She could sing her behind her.
Okay. She just a bitch. That's all she is. All painless in the house. What's up, LOH on the ones and twos? Jesus, pal, what's happening?
All right.
What's up? What's up, LOH?
So I guess she got on her high horse and got on the podium.
Okay.
And talking king.
She was that's what it sounded like. She was in the pulpit and she was telling motherfuckers, hey man, you might want to check and you check and see if your friends, people broke for you, make them your friends. And is this person ugly and that person and that person? Just a whole bunch of shit that I know ain't come out no fucking Bible. And there was an uproar. And she was supposed to apologize, but the bitch doubled down on it.
That's all
She
you sent it. I didn't know what the whole story was because I watched the clip and I was like, she talking big king shit. Okay, but what triggered her? I didn't know. What it was just her freestyling. I didn't know.
So, Mr. Kobler, this is the thing with this heifer, man. Somebody, what was that? What's up, Jesus? What's that? Sunday's Best? Or that competition?
Yeah, Sunday's Best.
Apparently, some youngin had to check her and Donnie McClurkin because there was 4 judges. There was, the first 2 was giving it. The first one gave his feedback. Second one was in the middle of giving his feedback, and she's sitting there just snickering and laughing with Donnie. And so he said, he wanted them boys. Excuse me, ma'am, but that is so rude.
That was the funniest. That was one of the funniest.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. Y'all laughing. That is so rude. We weren't even laughing at you. We was laughing at ourselves. But it's like, bitch, I don't care what you was laughing at. It was rude. And she just has this attitude that some people have when they get a couple dollars, and people put them on a pedestal because they got a couple dollars. Like, I'm looking at this motherfucker like, you calling somebody ugly? Like, bitch, you done lost. Come on, man. So man. But it's
looking
just
like Grimace and a gremlin had a baby.
That bitch look like a California raisin.
Man.
Hey, man. Hey, she with the church, y'all. Be kind.
Her and the church.
So,
oh man, I'll just fucking with
judge
you,
not.
I don't like I said.
Be judged.
I don't know this lady, but from what I saw, man, she's just one of those reasons why I'd stay away from that whole organization because it's nothing but it breeds that kind of mentality. Somewhat, like you said, the folks get put on the pedestal, they get the microphone, and they talk their shit.
Yeah,
and it's like you supposed to be, in the church. That's not church like.
Looks like a Marvel fart villain. Like if you personified a fart, there's like Sandman, just a bitch that was built out of farts.
Do y'all remember Weird Science when they turned Chet into a piece of shit?
Right.
Remember how he was built?
This bitch look like Pizza the Hut from Special.
Yeah.
This bitch look like the shit demon from that movie Dogma. From Jay and Silent Bob.
Man, you got to stop sending these.
You making me want to watch that again.
You got to go on after this church lady, man. That ain't our get down, man. We don't go after the. We don't go after church ladies, man.
Let me say
that. Church ladies don't call people ugly and then double down.
Yeah, they do.
And tell you not to have broke friends when
they broke. Listen, let me say this. I ain't the church motherfucker. I think church. I'm not saying for all, but I think church is for the majority of people who
suffer from cognitive dissonance.
But
don't
instead
think
of
for themselves.
But maybe people who lost, the means or the motivation to figure things out for themselves, man.
Right.
Because most of them sit up in there and it's like, oh, God will fix it. Won't he do it? Jesus gonna give me some money.
Give it to God.
What I'm saying? Leave it to God. And I'm not saying, man, it's some great church pastors and parishioners that I know back home. And a few other places. I'm just saying, for the most part, what this shit has turned into is a spectacle. It's just another form of entertainment. These motherfuckers think they movie stars. That's like the one group. What did they make? They started making trap gospel music.
That's a thing.
Yes, two sisters, man. The two sisters. I forget what their name is, man. Mary. They start the one. She called it trap gospel. Yeah. And that shit was slamming though.
Let me share this. Bump it. I'm gonna share this. For 4 years, I traveled with a gospel recording group, professional. The leaders in Youngstown, I won't bring his name into it because I still have the utmost respect for him. I never saw any of those shenanigans with he or his wife and their leaders in Youngstown in the spiritual church community. But we traveled to the Gospel Music Workshop of America twice while I was there in my tenure there. We traveled across the country singing. Man, let me tell you, some of them, when you get to the workshop, you can tell they're just a celebrity in a different genre. It doesn't matter what genre, they're still entertainers. And then there's the people who take it as a ministry, and they would be doing what they're doing, whether there was a contract or any money involved or changing hands. And you see the difference. So I never saw her in person, never met her, so I can't speak on her as a an individual on a personal level. But even the public spectacle, this isn't her first run-in, with the public controversy. Okay. That's not even necessary. Wasn't even. Right. It's almost like she does it to be relevant or to be mentioned.
Right.
And she can sing her face off. I'm not lying. If you check out one or two, she can sing.
Ugly bitch.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not even.
If you can make that face go away, you're a bad motherfucker.
Bitch face look like she got stuck hitting a high note, man.
She looked like a burnt Slimer.
Okay, man. Segue, man. Segue. Hey, man. Drew,
I said my piece.
Yeah, my man.
I've been around the best of them.
Look like Crane.
I met some of the greatest, and I mean, I never made acquaintance with her, but yeah.
Okay.
Those people would never come out my mouth in that light. They are who they are, and they do what they do for what they believe in, and I respect that. But she
on some other shit.
She on some other shit, bro.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
She looked like the burnt shit at the back of your stove.
So, man, would you go ahead and turn the page?
You ever see that?
Flip it over, man. It's burning. Flip it over, man. It's burning.
All I want some chips. You ever see that shit that then popped off the plate in the microwave and you ain't never clean it, so it still get burnt and
still keep cooking.
Still keep cooking. I just think, man, for these people to know that people look up to them and trust in them and put their faith in them. More importantly, people see them as their representation of God's word in the flesh. You got a bit more of a responsibility to be respectful, man. I just get tired of seeing shit like this. The Joel Osteens of the world, fucking Houston flooding, and this nigga won't open up the church, and then this bitch calling people ugly and talk about being broke. Like,
yeah.
Like, bitch.
I mean, Joel Osteen. I can't defend that. What else? I can't make a joke now that it's over. He said his name was Joel, not Noah. So, sorry.
You ever find it strange that all these ex-crackheads have been called upon by the Lord, to heal people after they done smoked like their fucking lungs out?
Right.
Them motherfuckers have stole VCRs and shit. And they've been smoking since Laserdisc.
Betamax.
All of a sudden, they freshen up and
they got the word.
Think about
it.
They got the word, man.
If you had a bottom bitch, you should not be a pastor. Like, I just listen. I just seen a video.
You missed what we was talking about.
I just seen a video where Sugar Free met Don Magic Juan, Archbishop, and this got to be the most hilarious shit that I've ever seen in my life. Like, he was treating this motherfucker like he was the real clergy. He got all that green shit on, and
had on this rainbow bright suit. Was that the one where Sugar Free had that white shit on?
Yeah,
or whatever? And
man.
It was like, man, it's the first time we met, and and like he said, he was pretty much looking at Bishop like he was the Pope.
Man, wow. I'm like, come on, man.
He is the Pope of pimps.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, Sugar, man. Like, even Sugar, man, Sugar Free, whole shit. Look, the New Testament, he heavy into the Bible and use it on bitches.
That's a messy pimp right there. Now.
I'm serious.
That's a whole nother segment. We got to talk
Hell
about.
yeah.
He deserves his own segment. We got to
Hey.
talk about Sugar Free and the whole
That's
pimping
my nigga.
situation.
Oh, not this.
Yeah.
Not this.
Dude,
No.
I did not want to talk
no.
about this, but I saw the mashup and I thought it was just a one-off, but apparently it wasn't just a one-off.
You know, Sesame Street in trouble.
Right.
Come on,
not
Tim.
fucking with black kids, man.
30 days sweeping the clouds.
It's Sesame Place.
Sesame Place. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you guys been? Have you ever taken your children here?
Never.
No.
I didn't know this shit existed.
I don't even want my kids to know this shit exists.
I always thought
been there,
Sesame
Tank?
Street was somewhere in Brooklyn. Go ahead.
Yeah. I took my kid there years ago. It's pretty fucking dope, man. It's a dope place. I didn't notice the racism when I was there, but I guess they've been on some other shit.
Like I said, man, I sent you the YouTube clip, and it's just the dude did the mashup on each incident. I thought it was, wow, yeah, the finger. It gave it a Matumbo. You know?
Oh, that's so messed up. That's so messed up, man. Oh shit.
I was like, are you serious? And then you know why I want to really talk about this? It wasn't what they say normally the cover up is worse than the crime. Did you hear what their statement was? Oh, some of our employees, you know, they can't see real good in their costumes.
Right.
And
they can only see white children.
The mother was like, she saw
something about that costume.
Yeah, and the mother was just like, but they looked at my kids and was like, no. You know what I mean? Just gave them the Matumbo. Was like, So they saw them. So don't, miss me with that bullshit. And that's what made me like, y'all on some stupid shit.
I mean, this place is in the middle of Pennsylvania, like all the way in, like outside of Philly and Pittsburgh. Like Pennsylvania is one of the whitest states. Yeah. So I'm sure they don't get a lot of brothers out there unless.
But still, of all places,
yeah, man, you paid your money, and they see. You know what? And I feel bad. I really do feel bad for our babies because childhood ignorance is a beautiful thing. When you just carefree, you having fun. You know, it's like I love wrestling.
Ignorance is bliss.
Right. I love wrestling, man. I remember I could sit up here and go over all the names, the honky tonk man and all this shit, but then when you start watching like these YouTube shows and shit, and you start figuring out that damn near everybody we love was fucking racist, man.
Yeah.
Everybody we love, and it's just sad, man, that we live in the country, man. Like, we pay our parents pay their money, we pay our money for our kids to see these people, man. And only to find out, man, like you can't, they can't stand you. And in this case, I mean, it ain't the actual fucking character, it's somebody in there. But obviously, this is a culture at this place.
Thank you.
Just like at Disney, man, people are just now like, oh, why is Disney showing all the gay shit, the sex scenes, Disney is infamous for allegedly having pedophiles that work there.
Nazi pedophiles.
There you go. They are infamous for that shit, man. And it's just like this attack on innocence.
Go ahead. All those studios. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in, but all those studios have a history of racism and pornography.
There you go.
I mean, but this, man, come on, man. This is supposed to be a safe place.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
God,
this is America, Jack. Let's keep it 100.
I understand, but damn, man. I mean, something is that ride home. Like I was watching the interview with the mom and her attorney, and they were like, I had to explain to them on the way home, it wasn't you, honey. It was just that individual. Don't hate the whole show. It was just that individual. Sesame Street ain't beefing with you. You know, it's just that
I
individual.
say we ride on
Fuck
Sesame
Elmo.
Street.
I'll never tickle him again.
Let's ride on Sesame Street. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think, man, that's a place where kids are supposed to just be kids. Like
Hey,
I've said, that ignorance, that innocence, and all that. You know, that's where they're supposed to go and just hang out. All they wanted was a handshake, maybe a hug,
Mhm.
and
You
they were
couldn't
like,
even do that through fabric.
hey,
You couldn't
Right.
touch a
fellas,
black through
hey,
fabric.
fellas, you remember that commercial about the CD, you know, the soul music? And he says, "Hey, man, I'd like to borrow that." He said, "Nah, my brother, you've
you
got
gotta
to
get your own.
Get
Yeah,
your-
yeah,
yeah.
that was a 12
When
inch.
will we learn?"
Yeah,
But you know what? I get what you're saying, Driz. but and you're right. First of all, let me say that in Stone, you're right. But Mr. Kovler made a good point. Is
Oh, he definitely does.
safe place is the thing that stuck out what he said. And I think it's just our people, man. It's about time for them to understand that there is no safe place, man. For
And
as
that's
much
what I'm
as you,
saying. Yeah,
for as
yeah.
much as you get these people,
Unfortunately.
yeah, for as much as you get these bootlicks and these ass kissers out here to tell you, oh, it ain't no racism, I'm treated, nigga, that's
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our kids can't go to school without getting their ass whipped. Now, I can't just say our kids because you know you got other people, kids getting gunned down from other groups. But it's just like for us, you know, our babies, it ain't no safe place. We see little girls getting slammed and shit and suplex coming out of a pool because they sitting in their desk too long. Now you got something that's supposed to be like everybody had their favorite Sesame Street character.
Right.
Mine was Big Bird. Now, could you? I just couldn't imagine going to Sesame Place as a kid. Like Big Bird, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That would fuck my whole world up.
And that's what the mom is dealing
fuck
with right
did you
now.
say,
She was
pussy?
like,
You know what I'm
these kids
saying?
want to know why it was like duck, duck, goose. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like these kids are sitting there like, why they touching everybody but us?
And then
You
you
know?
want to protect their innocence, and so you want to lie, but should we lie? Shouldn't we just be like, listen, baby, that's fantasy. This is the real world, man.
Hey man, the real world's coming. They're gonna be an adult a lot longer than they were a child.
This- this is-
You know what I mean? So
This
that's
is
why I was
the
like, that's
land.
supposed to be a safe place and a safe space. We supposed to have parents now go to Sesame Place strapped in case something pop off. We're
Look,
supposed to
this
be
is
on you know, have our guards up at Sesame Place.
I don't think that would be wrong, but this is the land. Don't forget, they would drain the whole fucking pool.
Yeah,
because you stuck your feet in.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
The whole fucking everybody get the fuck out.
Throw your glass and silverware away if they let you eat there.
Yeah.
Gerald, go get the chlorine. That damn nigga.
I get that, man. I like to think we somewhat advanced, but apparently it's just it's
that's
still,
why Dave Chappelle's so important.
No, just think we got
Nigger
family
stand.
members that went through that.
Right.
And the people that did it are still in charge of shit.
Listen, my mother is left-handed. Because she wrote with her left hand, they would crack her knuckles every day in school until she learned how to write with her right hand. And then the teacher would make her stand up. And my mother's birth certificate says octoroon.
Wow.
Let me say this, man.
They would make her stand up in front of the class and read Little Black Sambo.
Let me say this, man.
She's the only black girl, so-called black girl in the class.
The bitch who lied on Emmett Till is still alive, man.
She died.
Oh,
When?
I think she died.
No, she's still alive.
Because they're discussing
Yeah.
whether they're going to
you're right.
charge
I'm
her.
sorry. You're right. They said they're not going to bring any more new charges because there isn't no. It's just that they found that information, but it doesn't lead to anything more than they already have. So they weren't going to bring any more charges against this lady.
Meanwhile, they just caught a 90, damn near 100-year-old SS guard.
Nazi.
Yes. And gave him like, we're gonna put you in jail for 2 years, motherfucker.
Yep.
Like, how is that shit possible, man? But this bitch then lied on this kid. We all seen they tied him to a cotton gin, threw him in the lake after they just, you know what I mean? So what you're saying is so true about our family members and what's still going on.
And then piggyback on what you're talking about, they also got a new Emmett Till movie coming out.
That's what I'm saying. She probably going to see it, bitch. I know that bitch is gonna be up in there as a barber. I love this podcast. It is very stage of beer.
Every stage of beer, bro. That is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Shout out
you,
to
sir.
Polar Nights. Hey, Drizzy, do it one time for the culture for Polar Nights.
You're hurting him.
There it
We
is.
gotta get that recorded. Drizzy's gonna be hoarse.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
That's
Yeah,
like,
man.
hey, I'm gonna start going into that mode publicly, man, with the camera rolling. I'm going to Sesame now.
we should.
It should have never even brought it up. That tank.
should.
I'm gonna
Just
take
take
my
it, man.
kids.
I just
Everybody-
saw
I
that.
wish
in the
you
hood.
would. I'm gonna be ghetto and say, I wish you would, mother.
See,
Oh, man.
this
Take
is
my
why
daughter's
I
hand.
wanted to bring it up and talk about it with you guys. Like I said, I thought it was just that one off, but it wasn't. That guy who
Yeah.
did that YouTube
matter.
mashup was like, nah, they going after our babies. And it was like 4 or 5 different incidents at this place. And it's like, Sesame Place? Really?
Mm.
You know, and then all the backlash and their bullshit response to it. And it's like,
Hey,
you
at
guys
least
just
there's
first
a
rule when you're
bridge.
in a hole, stop digging. you know.
In Orlando, there's Orlando area. There's a bridge in Kissimmee. I don't know if it's still there now, but they would spray paint. They had signs that said no, what's allowed, and then they started spraying it on the bridge. At least they let you know. You think you about to go to Mickey Land and Disney, Disney World, and hey, they let you know. Hey, you might encounter this in the park. You
Come
know
on,
what I'm
man.
saying?
I just don't want to be on the defense when you got a 6-foot puppet or Muppet walking around. It's like, damn, man.
I'm gonna
I
hug
just
my
left
kid. I'm
Beach
gonna whoop
Street to
your
come
ass.
here, man. Shit.
Yeah, and this is my thing. It comes up like Jay said. We should create our own, but it's like, would our people come? Because our kids, hell, fuck, the adults are the same way, but motherfuckers is stuck in what they see on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now, if we still had it to where like Dr. Cosby was doing picture page and when he was writing and shit,
Right.
Hey,
we could do
I'm
picture
down
page
for
land.
Bebe's Kids Amusement Park. I'm down for PJ.
Yeah.
PJ's the theme park. Listen,
That shit was dope. I love that show. But but it doesn't catch on to the masses, because not
super.
everybody can relate.
Hey man, we got the numbers, man. It's already proven we outspend everybody and don't earn half as much as anybody. So
Because
I
we
don't
always
wanna-
trying
I
to
don't wanna hear
prove. Yeah, we always trying to prove we got money. We'll
Yeah,
have
you're right.
we'll have
Good rich.
a S-class Benz, but the motherfucker stay on E.
Hey, in that song, hey, listen,
You ain't lying.
when I heard that song, big time by the Big Timers, got
I
a
was just
quarter
bumping that
to
last
gas.
weekend. Man, that was an
In
anthem.
my
Yeah.
new E, got everything in my mama name.
name.
I said, that in the first of the month, I said, God damn.
That's another song I hated to love.
I hated to love it too. But
It
them niggas,
made
that
so much
harmony,
fucking sense. Yeah. And it was one of those like, man, I don't want to celebrate that, but I gotta celebrate it because that's what it was. It's a holiday.
when he
Crab
said,
legs.
wake up, and I see that my sister was already dressed. She said, I'm gonna run and go get my stamps. Man, I lost Mr. Mailman. Saw through the mail and put it up in my pocket.
Man, that was so catchy though.
It was.
It's the first of the month.
Man, listen.
Get up. I'm like, how could you not like it?
See?
You had
And
to.
the fact that they were our Cleveland cousins.
Yes.
So
Yeah, man.
I
It
love
was all
that
first
shit.
of the
it
month.
hit a little different, It
did.
hit a little different.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bad.
Listen, I
But
wasn't mad at him. Puck put it best. He said, I didn't create Thug Life. I just diagnosed it.
Yeah.
That's it.
man, we're gonna have to do
No.
something, man. Maybe we should create the PJs there,
Yeah.
and have
Why not?
motherfuckers dressed up as the characters, Super and
And then we
Juicy.
You can bring back the demon drop and call it the broken elevator or whatever.
Wow.
First of
Wow.
all,
No pissing on the stairs though.
we're
Right.
gonna do that, but we're gonna put this whole thing in effect at Adora Park.
Why not?
Hey,
How about
hell
that?
Hey,
Hell, Super
how many
be running the
mortgages? How
broken
many
elevator.
mortgages was taken out?
Oh
that?
man.
With-
You got to
with-
dunk the
with-
crack
hold on, man, and you get a discount on the first of the month.
You get a discount on the first line.
I'm lightheaded. Oh,
You can't hit me. Just throw three rocks at me and dunk me. You know what I'm saying?
I know one thing. We're gonna have an escape room in that bitch, and we're gonna call it Ed's place.
There you go.
It's gonna be built like one of his old apartments.
Yeah, man. I'm. You know what, man? I'm not expecting any. And you know, in all honesty, getting back to the subject, I'm not expecting anything to change in time. I'm expecting more people to come out and make excuses, and more people to come out and tell us we're not seeing what we see. So it's on us to educate our kids, man, and say, hey, you know, when they about to make that segue into maturity and adulthood, like, man, look, this is the world you about to walk into, bruh.
Yeah.
You already been dealing with it. You just don't know.
Yeah,
I don't mind that
kids to Kennywood.
Pittsburgh.
Burrell Hill, baby.
And my thing is, I just wanted that conversation to be pushed down a little bit further because these were babies, you know, and they couldn't been no more than
I
7, 8. You know what I mean? I just wanted. It's enough. They're going to be older than a lot longer than they were kids, you know. So I wanted just to have that little moment,
that innocence.
For them to just as long as you can, especially as a child of color, as long as you can, especially if you got an active parent in your life that's trying to make, you know, it give you those type of experiences. Because not every kid, like most of us didn't even know this place existed. We grown ass men. Didn't even know this damn place existed until this shit happened.
They didn't want us to know.
That shit's been around for a while too. You know, like my daughter, like everybody else's daughter, was hooked on that shit. Yeah. And my wife at the time looked it up, found it, man. We went out there. It was pretty legit, but I guess they some racist motherfuckers. They got a group of racist people.
Painless,
like they got my money.
What'd you say? Put some money on it.
Does that listen? Don't ever take your kids to goddamn Sesame Street because there's some cracker inside of the goddamn costume calling your kid a nigga. Get out of here, little nigga.
You're a gorilla. Your mother's a gorilla. Your dad is a gorilla. Don't tell
you can be a character here at Sesame Place. You can be the little gorilla. And you can hang out the elbow. Little black gorilla.
My God. Next, man.
We'll call you Niggly.
I mean, think about it. If it was in reverse and it was that mascot, they'd probably be petting that kid's head all day and wouldn't touch the white ones.
See?
You want equality, Niggly, then come and hug your own niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Next, man. You done lost it.
All you little niggas got Muppet hair on the top anyway. Little black Muppet heads. That's all you little niggas look like little black Muppet heads, niggas.
Oh man, lost your fucking mind this evening, man.
Go comb that Muppet hair, nigga.
You wrong, Painless. You wrong, but you're right.
Yes.
All right,
oh
man.
Yes. Had to put that money on it.
You know, we gotta pay attention to Brother 50 on this one, man.
Yeah, man.
This one was I didn't even know what was going down. I checked it out and was like, oh, this is for real.
Yeah.
They're really trying to get this through, right?
Yeah.
So a female could just say, hey, yeah, you the dad, you know, and start getting payments before the baby's even born.
I think it's got something like, what is it? They do that. Isn't there some way they can do the DNA test while the kid's in the womb?
They can, but I don't think that's it. They're just trying to pass a bill saying that if she says you it.
She gets supplementary payments up until
and then
after the birth, and then afterwards it continues.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. I got this theory, man. They trying to slow people down from fucking.
Yes.
That's what, because think about it. You can't have an abortion.
Right.
So the women pissed off. Now the dude's just like, well, wait a minute. This bitch can say fuck that. Hey, they trying to slow people down for fun. It's societal engineering, man.
That's crazy.
Absolutely correct.
I didn't think about that aspect
100%.
man.
Yeah. I mean, but that's crazy though. I mean, And we was just saying if they would see, and that's the thing, they're not trying to fix the issue. If they wanted to fix the issue, all right, let them have abortion. But if a man don't want to take responsibility for a child, if he never wanted to be a dad, he should have been able, as we said, to, hey, I'm signing off my rights. Man. I didn't want this. This bitch knew it. I was trying to hit that pussy that night, and now I'm trapped.
Right.
Now they saying, yeah, before she even, the first time she vomits, she can say you the daddy.
Yeah.
First time she gets sick. That shit crazy, man.
And the same legislators couldn't answer the other day in the House when life begins.
Right. I think
when does life begin, right? That's the question. And they would not answer that question.
So when does life begin?
When does it begin?
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't think that's the question. I don't think that it's that simple. I think it's something about because of course it's life, but I think it's like consciousness. They say that the baby is aware of some shit at so far along. Listen, man. I think once sales and shit start splitting, and all that shit starts happening, and I think that's when life starts. To be honest,
and I think that's
go ahead.
I think that's the point. I think everybody's perception has to be weighed in on this. And I think that's why it shouldn't just be left up to the states or the federal government. It should be left between the two consenting adults. But because they own us on paper and they look at us as commodities and property, and the states operate under the doctrine of parens patriae, where they're actually the baby's dad anyway. I mean, if you want an extra worker child and that man doesn't want to be a father, there you go. There's your slave. And they can't say it that way. It's got to be sanitized, because who's allowed to think that way anymore? Even though we just talked about Sesame Street.
Well, think about it like this. Think about it like this, Drizzy. The other thing is, man. The other thing about this shit is when a man gets put on child support. I'm not even talking about the woman, right? When a man is put on child support, the fucking courts get their piece of that.
Yep. They
get their piece of that. So now we talking about that shit going back, what? How long now? Now it's motherfuckers that thought they was done paying child support. Is that going to change for them? Now the bitch can come back and say, "No, you owe me for another 9 months." Think about this goofy shit. You see what I'm saying, Cuddy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is like, man, I'm done. I done paid my shit. I paid you up to the age of 22 because you went to school. I'm done. You owe me for another 9 months, motherfucker. Bitch.
They keep adding on. Before, you was just responsible for whatever percentage of your income that would have been there had you been in the household with the child. Then, okay, the game that they play is they grant majority of women custody, regardless of what the father's desire is.
Right.
So now there's a split. And even with the shared parenting agreements in Ohio, instead of shared parenting, it's shared parentage. So it's not shared custody, even though there is shared custody within those agreements, unless there's one that is found more fit than the other. And usually they base that upon residency and school district.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is baloney, because you don't know when she's going to decide, or the father might decide. On the other hand,
as old Painless would say,
that's somebody.
I could live in a mansion and she could live in a trap house,
right,
and get full custody. That's old Painless. You good?
So they use that as a determining factor, and just like in my situation, she took off less than 6 months later and was posted on Facebook. I take it to the law firms. I take it to the court. I didn't have the money at the time to hire anybody. And they say, well, that's a court issue. But if I tell you that I'm out of work and I'm in between jobs, and I'm not going to take the jobs that are not paying what my skill set is worth, or my knowledge level is worth, because you're just going to take 55% of that until it satisfies what you claim I owe in arrears, right? Without an actual adjudicator making a decision. That's the other thing. These courts, they're operating under quorum non judice. Quorum non judice means there is no decision being made by an official judicial official. or authoritative judicial representative. So they have administrative officers. And most men or women don't pay attention to this factor. These aren't judges. Even if they had the title judge at once they accept that position within the family court, they are no longer an actual judge. A judge can't sit on a child support case. So where's the authority to demand? I mean, I sent you guys some videos, I think a couple shorts, because I didn't want to like bomb y'all, because I'm sure we all got relatives dealing with it, but I deal with it. And
Gotcha.
One of the things that pisses me off is that Title 4D. They act like they've issued a loan to the non-custodial parent, and that they're basically in arrears to paying back that loan, and they have never received any funds. Now, I'm saying, as the another parent, I want the child half of the time at least. In my case, I fought for a full custody. You granted us joint. You said for residential, for school purposes, and then she moves to a whole nother state.
Wow.
Now both states are collecting, and the original county is acting as a third party collector for that other jurisdiction. That's not even where their original case was started.
Ouch. Sorry, my brother.
No, listen, man. It's the lot I chose. See, I believe that we chose our star portal, our mother. We chose our father. Some people say sperm.
I ain't choose that motherfucker, man. No goddamn way.
I want to be the son of a pimp kung fu master.
Right. Hey,
I can't put that on my resume.
What I choose to view it as, so that I take responsibility for my decisions, my mistakes, etc. That's just how I have to view it. Not saying everyone has to agree with that. That's how their life has turned out. But anyway, I'm just saying, these terms, House Joint Resolution, was it not House Joint Resolution 42 USC 666? That's literally the child support law, right? But you got Christians thinking the mark of the beast means something completely different. Well, I beg to differ with them, and I go toe to toe with anybody that wants to discuss it.
Well, listen, I just don't think, man, certain shit needs to be governed this deeply. Motherfucker, you can't handle the school shooting situation. You know what I'm saying? You can't handle this inflation.
Can't protect our kids. You won't protect our kids.
Yeah, you can't handle this inflation. You know what I'm saying? You can't listen, man. Just you're in people's households, man. It's the equivalent of when I was in the military. One of the things, like, everybody has to follow UCMJ, which is Uniform Code of Military Justice. One of the things is you can't sodomize your wife, right? And I think that has something to do with somebody else, but like literally, you can get in trouble if your wife says, "Man, we was fucking last night," and she go to your superior officer and says, "Man, hit me in the asshole." Like, that's between you and your fucking wife, man. In certain things, man, like it's overreach, man. It's overreach. They
get rid of that with "Don't ask, don't tell."
So look. What I will say, look,
not that I do that nasty shit. I'm just saying.
What I can say about that is this: at least with the soldier, there's a contract, and if he's made aware of the stipulations of signing that contract as a full-grown adult, right? It's up to him whether he takes the risk of hitting that spot or keeping it standard, right?
Yeah.
So
that's all. I'm old head. I don't play with no buttholes, man.
No, I feel that. Listen, hey, to each is their own.
To each his own, man.
Nah, fuck that.
When the lights go down, the only thing you need to worry about is who took a bath. But continue.
My thing is this, man. I'm using this to just point out. I'm using this to point out overreach, man. Like, I'm a soldier.
Yeah, no,
okay,
I feel you.
I get it. I'm considered property, just like these weapons, and like you got to maintain your property. Okay.
Well, if you order the fuck asshole.
Man, keep going. Keep going, man. Don't let him fuck with you.
Come get me if I go AWOL. Come get me if I disrespect the lieutenant officer. Come get me if I do something outside of my duties, of which I'm responsible for. But now you in my fucking bedroom, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's women that like you can't, if you cheat on your wife, they get involved in that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm saying, man, like what the fuck? You gonna tell me that I gotta pay for a kid that I don't know is mine just because this bitch said I'm pregnant? We should just have
go with the highest bidder. Like,
man. Listen,
So what if you just say you didn't hit it? Can she just say like, yeah, I got raped too?
Man, who knows how far this is going to go? Like I said, there's no clarification. They just passing. They're trying to rush this bill through.
They're preparing the table,
and they probably piggybacking some other shit with that fuck shit. This is my thing, man. Now, like I said, I get why the hordes of hillbillies went up there on the 6th. Cause it's shit like this, man. I get why they doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, now the sad thing is it was shit that they didn't like, because a lot of them on board with this fuck shit. A lot of them like, oh, the Christian beliefs and man, fuck all of that, man. Like,
indeed,
you literally have no more fucking freedoms, man.
Nah, man, it's like with the whole the January 6th shit, man. I was on some old Harlem Night shit. Like, you know, we would have paid you if you won, but you lost. Now take your ass home and brush that too. That's what that was about. You lost. You took that L. Now hold it. That's all. That's what that was.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you wrong. That's exactly what it was. But remember, people was pissed off about a lot of shit that was going on around that time. That was beautiful, especially for the people who was there. That brush that tooth part. Yeah.
I can't stand
no kids in the room when I
said I don't want no kids around me when I shoot.
Right. So
that's
man.
All. That's all that was, man. It's not that deep. These cats is about deep, you know, deeper than a Dixie cup. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, none of this is passed yet, right?
No,
I mean, a lot of this
they're
stuff
just getting it
shot
together.
down. Yeah,
but still, it's the fact that where you get an insight of where their mind's at.
Yeah.
Man,
you know,
nobody thought they was going.
Wade.
That's what I was about to say. Nobody thought they was going to do that shit,
right? But
once again.
That's what everybody was saying. Why they stacking the bench?
Yeah,
it all led with that shit. Why they were pressing hard on these Supreme Court justices, and that's a whole nother show.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to go to. Once a fucking again, everybody just acting like Clarence Thomas is this mastermind all of a fucking sudden, like he did just because he said one thing. They forgetting the Comey Barrett bitch, the Kavanaugh. They forgetting all of these motherfuckers, man, which is amazing. The last thing I heard about Clarence Thomas, they said that man hadn't said a fucking word in like 20 years.
Didn't have to.
He just deferred to whatever Scalia said.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, this motherfucker's a mastermind, overturned Roe. But get the fuck out of here. Come on, man.
That's where we at. Brother Tank. we went all the way around the robin, man, with Sesame Place. We came back to Clarence Thomas. We were talking about Sesame Place, ended with Clarence.
Ironically, he's the only one whose opinion matters, and I'm gonna keep saying it.
All right, so where was this at? New York City?
Yeah.
Where an ambulance pulls up to the hospital, and in the ER where the ambulance is parked, you usually encounter some police cruisers back there too. She opens up the door, hits the cruiser. She removes the patient, takes her back to the ER, and then the police officer gets out and interrupts her patient care by handcuffing this EMT for damaging a police car. Like, this is some fucked up shit. Like, so they got video here on Twitter of this inspector stopping this EMT in the middle of caring for a patient. Handcuffing him.
Is she black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do if you saw this at your hospital?
At our hospital, you know what, man?
Good question.
I'm just gonna say, well, it's a little different now, because before we'd have been like, say, man, what the fuck are you doing?
Mhm.
Like we don't give a fuck. Like you ain't got no jurisdiction up in there. Like we control the floor. Like
Got you.
and my cats is serious about that shit. Like case in point, and I'm not making this shit up. One day, cat come in. This was during COVID.
Yeah.
No family members could come in. We told this chick, no, you can't come in, man. Like it's only one person. This cop come in there like, yeah, you think you can let her in? I mean, I said, no, she ain't coming in.
Protocol.
And he had to respect it. Like, no, but something would have been said to him. He could have went the fuck off or did whatever. Something would have been said to him. And that's literally not just me talking. We deal with officers all the time. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
because and you know what? It's not even about what we would have said. I'm sorry for cutting you off. It's not even about what we would have said. It's more so what medical staff said had to say about that. Because they would have jumped knee deep in his ass. They control that shit. Them doctors and them nurses control that shit. Like, nobody give a fuck about your badge up in there, especially because that's once that patient comes in there, all of the motherfuckers who around there. Now we talking about people's licenses.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying? Now we talking about people's medical licenses. Because then it's gonna be like, well, what the fuck did y'all do? Well, he a cop. Don't nobody give a fuck. It was patient care happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He should be charged with a crime.
This is
sued.
why I wanted to. I brought this up. I wanted to talk, especially you right there working. As soon as they come in, you right there. You on the front line. And Tank, being an EMT, the fuck would you do? Somebody trying to pull you off a patient while you trying to get them into the hospital and handcuffing you. Like how many laws did this dude break?
Well, taking a look back. I mean, the EMT was with his partner. It all depends on the level of care being provided. So if that was a BLS patient and okay, let's say they were an ALS patient, somebody that needed advanced life support. All right, and let's say he would have pulled the paramedic off of that patient, then you broke patient contact, and now that patient has a lower level of care, and that affects that patient's outcome. He can be charged with a crime. I mean, and definitely sued by that patient, because that's real fucked up. But being the EMT, you just got to take that shit. You got to take getting handcuffed and go through all that. You just have to argue about it later. But yeah,
they're in
cops
the
are always trying to pull
once,
some bullshit.
I thought all bets are off. Once you, like Ob said, you get through those doors. That's it. You can't touch nobody.
Legally speaking, once you have a patient that is your scene, you are in charge of that scene as the incident commander. You are that is your scene. So if that officer interrupts with your incident that is running, he's trespassing. So he is not going to get charged with a crime because it's his department that's going to have to do it. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So, but legally speaking, he should be charged.
So who could sue him?
The patient can.
The patients, their family.
The EMT?
Yeah, the EMT can sue him.
EMT
I mean,
can
this is
sue him
America.
as well.
You can sue him for anything. But let's say that patient was in the middle of getting medicine, or in the middle of CPR, or in the middle of anything that needed that EMT. Now you just left that patient hanging. You know what I mean?
Like
so
when I did patient transport for corrections, right? They briefed us on all of this, and even though you learned it in training, and when you went on a transport, they would remind you of certain things, and then you have a what do you call it, a duty book that you can go over and rebrief yourself before you even take the patient into that situation. So I would imagine the police have some type of similar protocol, maybe not exactly the same, but we knew that once the attending nurse or surgeon or doctor, they would tell you, hey, can you step outside? There's two of you, because I always sent two, with a incarcerated person, and you can help assist here. You need to move this chain. chain it and refasten it here. Like, we never got in their way unless that person really posed a danger. You were not to get in their way unless they were really posing a danger. And an EMT, how are they going to pose a danger? And that would still be up to medical staff to make a judgment call on that. And it wouldn't be a police intervening.
So what do you think really sparked this whole incident? Was it just ego? Was it pride? I mean, what do you think made this dude go that damn heavy-handed on this situation when he knew there's cameras? He's in a hospital. There's cameras everywhere.
These dudes are always power tripping over some dumb shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's you know what, man.
Police officers are some of the most insecure motherfuckers you'll ever meet in life.
Insecure rat shit beating motherfuckers.
I mean, there's some good dudes out there, but like if you ask the good dudes, like 90% of the motherfuckers they work with are some bitch ass niggas.
Got you.
We could bring up that Texas shit again.
That's excessive. That's excessive, man.
I think it was skin color and ego. Like, somebody's got to pay for this. You can't wait till the patient has been administered proper care and then follow protocol. And then, hey, I saw you get out of the vehicle that wrecked into the police cruiser. We need to talk.
You hit my door.
You hit my door.
You hit my door. Damage. That's it.
He had plenty of time to fill out an accident report while she was finishing, patient care. He waited for her at the ambulance. And
I feel like a rational person would say, hey, man, just like I'm doing my fucking job, this person is doing their job. They were rushing, just so happened they hit the fucking door, but they're in the process of trying to save someone. Now, again, man, it ain't like nobody gonna whip the cop's ass, but ain't nobody gonna back down from them. Like the security, we are responsible for the safety of every fucking individual in there. Okay?
Yeah.
We do, if the medical staff, hey man, all right, we back up. Most of the police officers, man, we never had an issue with. Sometimes they got to come and they got to watch their own patient because they taking them in right after that. Or a motherfucker might be hostile. But most of the time we deal with that. So there's a common respect between us. But so they don't step on our foot and we don't step on theirs. Because a lot of times we might get a GSW and they have to come in. I just think, man, and you know what? Ain't no telling what was going on with that cat, what he had been dealing with. I'm not even speaking of good or bad cops. I'm speaking of just typical cop, man. They deal with a lot of them, don't deal with shit during the day. And then there are those who have a hell of a fucking day, all day, the shit that they see. And it don't take much to set them off. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been the incident. But then there's the other side where this ain't the first time we've seen some white cop snatch up a black paramedic who was trying to do their job.
Female.
Well, male. Yeah, I've seen him do it to a male. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just in this case, like I said, that's why I was like, what do you think triggered him? Was it, I'm not gonna let this black chick, disrespect my car door, even though clearly it was an accident. You think she was just doing drills? They had a patient.
Do you think it was black? Do you think black had anything to do with it?
I don't want to, but damn it, it's blaring. What I mean? We're not at Sesame Place. We're not at Sesame Place. This is, we of age. We know what this is.
You sure? I mean, because you sure it just couldn't have been like, this bitch hit my door.
Man, the way he jerked the body movement, all of that was overly aggressive.
It was excessive. He wouldn't have did that with no dude.
Professional doing their job, even if they broke a law in the process, they're not armed and dangerous. They're not they're not the typical assailant. You don't have to go into that mode. You know what I mean?
He wouldn't have did that with a man.
If I was a police officer and another officer didn't know, and he's acting reasonably within protocol, I'm not going to do anything to put him further, into aggression mode. I'm going to say, hey, not like I'm big and bad or you can't touch me. Hey, man, I'm a police officer with such and such department. Yeah, what's going on? Put your hands behind your back. Okay, I'm just talking to you. My ID is in my wallet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give him no reason to be like he was aggressive and I would felt threatened and but it shouldn't have to be that way. I think if she was white, it would have been a conversation.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard when you're doing your job.
I think that the legal system in itself is completely racist, and you have to assume that police officers are trained to target black people.
Black targets.
Yeah, somebody gonna call me a sellout because maybe the motherfucker had an awful day, man.
Hey,
maybe he was on one.
Either way, but I think it's a combination, and it can be both.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with what they're saying at all. No. and in the same breath, you're entitled to your individual opinion, and I respect that too. But I think there's something to what you're saying. I just think it also is like me and Ed are saying, and Tang is saying, it's all of the above.
Painless a coon.
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying somebody gonna come in the comments. Niggas are cool. They like doing that shit. Go ahead.
Like, oh, they got one black conservative, huh? Okay, yeah. Yeah. Let's tune in.
Yeah,
want to hear what that black conservative got to say.
Yeah, he always saying shit about gay people. Yeah, it ain't negative, but yeah, it's some funny shit. No, I feel y'all brothers, man. I feel y'all, man, because somebody else made the statement one of you gentlemen just made. Always assume it. Got to in this country. If Elmo don't like the kids, goddamn, we know the cops don't.
Great way to end that. Great way.
That's true. That is
yes,
true.
sir.
Put some Mooney on it again. Come on, man. You're not young, white, free, and 21.
Me and Elmo both agree that he should have snatched that black bitch up for no other reason than her hair was nappy. Fuck him hitting the door. The bitch's hair was nappy.
Oh my God.
The views and opinions expressed by one old
Anything that comes out of my mouth, Dakota Matthews' mouth, Patricia's mouth, do not represent the views and opinions of one mister.
Don't worry about it. Ain't none of us running from nothing.
There you go.
We running from the law. That's it. We running from the law. That's it.
Right. What we got next, man?
Oh, am I the asshole?
My favorite part.
Praised for not feeding guests during guest dinner during family emergency.
Why?
Well, yeah. Somebody give me the rundown on this.
Well, I guess it was a young teen. I think he was 16, and his dad married somebody. It was the stepmom, and I guess they both had beef, right? And she pretty much said that you have to start buying your own food. I'm only cooking for the immediate family, pretty much everybody but your ass, because she had beef with him. Fast forward, her sister get into an accident, and her sister kids have to come and stay, for a little bit while she go tend to her sister in the hospital. The stepmother asks the stepson, "Hey, could you, cook for my, my nieces and nephews?" And he pretty much was like, "No, ain't cooking shit. You don't cook for me. I ain't cooking for your family. Fuck you and them damn kids." And I guess she just said, make sure that on her way out to go to the hospital for her sister, make sure that the kids eat and all this other stuff. He ate. He was like, "Fuck them kids." She came back home and realized that the kids didn't eat. Had to, call in, takeout or whatever. And now the dad's mad at him, and he wants to know if he's the asshole.
Hold on, man. So wait. I'm confused. Go back again, man.
What's up?
You said the stepkids came over.
No, it's the stepmother.
Okay.
Dude's stepmother's sister got into an accident. So the stepmom's nieces and nephews had to come stay with them while she go tend to her. Yeah. Yes, you're right. Yes. I'm not cooking either. Her side of the family came over, and he's like, "I'm not cooking for nobody. Since you don't cook for me, you don't even allow me to eat food in this house. I got to bring my own food into my dad's house." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not going to cook for, your your side of the family when you don't even cook for me. I'm not even allowed to eat the food in the house. I got to bring my own shit in. He's 16.
Yeah, no, homie.
No matter what the emergency is, it could always be an emergency.
How old are the
Why would
kids?
I don't know how old the kids were, but there wasn't babies or anything like that.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck them kids.
And that's what happened. She came home and was like, talk to her nieces and nephews. Was like, hey, did y'all eat? Like, nah, he didn't feed us.
Last time I told a bitch that was 2005. I just, bitch, fuck your kids. Listen, man.
You can't treat me like shit just because an emergency happens. I'm supposed to let that beef go.
Yeah, man. No, that is beef.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And you know what?
It's simmering, cooking. It's
All day.
frying.
Let me
All
say
day.
this. Fuck the dad too. Cause you let that bitch do that to your son.
Right.
That part.
Yeah.
You let and you got the nerve to be mad because he ain't play slave to this bitch. Obviously, if she ain't cooking for him and she making him she doing some other fuck shit too. Fuck them kids, man. That's why I said how old. Because if they little ones that can't take care of it, you know what I'm saying? I'm all right, come on, man. I'm gonna give him some ramen noodles.
What I'd have did is I'd have ordered him some takeout. I'd have cooked my own food humbly. I'd have let them eat the takeout, and I'd have billed her. And then the bitch didn't have my money. me and my dad can go outside because that ain't my mama anyway.
I love that dude.
bitch, you owe me $37.25, and I want every
run me my ducats.
25.
And I want every copper penny, bitch. Shit.
You don't even want to know how my sister doing? No, I want to know how my money doing.
Right. But my sister, listen, you're gonna be laying next to her if I don't get my 37.
Wow. I had to take my dad outside and tell him his bitch was short a couple dollars.
Right. How you gonna make this right, man?
Like, what you doing? What you doing? Putting the garage door down. You got my money? No? Get your ass back out to that ATM.
This car ain't moving nowhere. Somebody run me mine.
Say, bitch, give me my $37.25, and my daddy going to come visit you in the same hospital room with your sister.
I just thought it was fucked up, man. Did you turn off the beef or what? Or you just
No, you don't turn off the beef. No, you don't, because then
that's kind of an impossible turn off to me, in a way.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
no,
I can't.
You can't tell. Listen, you ain't gonna dog me out and then come and expect me to be.
You say, can you help out around here? You need to pull your own weight.
There you go.
And I'll cook the food you bought for you how you like it. You know what I'm saying? But our food is separate.
Yeah.
And when you say, I'm not cooking for you, okay.
You don't eat our food.
Right,
pretty
you
much
eat our food.
You bring your own shit into the house.
Unless your stuff is in there.
Let me say something. Go ahead.
I don't think I wouldn't disagree with what he did. He's not the asshole in my opinion. Then again, you could have showed them kids like where the food was. There's always like
that's what
cereal or something.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they're teenagers, like you don't want to be the uncool, also immature adult in the house.
Hey, look, man, I'm not fixing you eggs and shit, but the microwave's right there. There's a Pop-Tart
on this one, man. I'm like, fuck them kids, man. Like y'all motherfuckers.
You were her sister's kids, not hers.
Let me say something.
I don't know y'all. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Let me say something.
Eating this motherfucker, neither do y'all.
Let me say something. All my kids are steps. I got 4 kids. You can say 6 with my nephews. My oldest boys, 29, and one just turned 31. I don't begrudge them shit, and we know that's what home is for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this was their home before it was ever my home. And motherfucker like, this nigga living off his woman. No, nigga, shut up. But no, this was their home before it was mine. So whenever they cook or whatever's there, they be like, hey man, can I have? Which really that's all that just ask me or tell me you're getting it so I know I gotta restock it.
Right.
All I ask is save me some. You don't even really gotta ask me. Just go get the shit. Go on, man. It's for everybody. So when a motherfucker tell you gotta bring your own food I ain't cooking. She probably doing some other shit. Bitch probably complaining about every other thing you doing. Oh, they leave the lights on, which I do that. You cut my goddamn TV off. You running up the electricity bill. Then you gonna come with the other ones, and I ain't did nothing to you. And you want me to feed them? Fuck you.
That's
Bitch,
why I had
fuck
to,
you
I had to
and
read
them.
it again because I had to realize, dude, he's only 16.
No,
That's fucked
that ain't
up.
his responsibility.
He's only, and like you said, his dad. Like you said, it should start from the
It's the dad,
jump.
it's
Right.
The whole
asshole.
dynamic is fucked up.
Right.
The dad sitting
think
back like,
he
yeah, she said you can't eat the food. You can't eat the food.
And I'd
Come
have
on,
texted,
man.
I'd have texted one of my homies or an Uber or something. I bet you I wouldn't even been at there.
So hold on, he only 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only
So
16.
shit. Huh? No, fuck that shit.
So
She
then
make
he
him
had-
bring his own
was he
food.
babysitting them?
Man, look.
He
that
had to
the
watch
case?
him, yeah, because she had to dip.
I thought this was an old head living there, like an older kid that was
Nah.
living in it.
He
Nah,
only
fuck
16.
that. You gonna tell you don't cook for me, and I'm the kid in this situation. Bitch, I ain't cooking nothing. You better go get him some apple pies and some hot popcorn from the corner store. I ain't cooking shit.
That's a random mess.
Get them some hot cheese popcorn and them little apple pie. What's them little apple pies that come in the wax paper? Remember them pies? You know what I'm talking about? Motherfucker be at the corner store. You put
Yes,
the motherfuckers
sir.
in the microwave. They be
Yes,
good
sir.
in the motherfucker. You better go get them about 5, 6 of them motherfuckers. Some 9 laters, niggas. Some lemon heads and
Like
some.
Tank is more
Boston
compassionate. He
baked
said, "I'll
beans.
show him where the food is." Like,
I ain't showing
you know,
shit.
your
Like,
auntie
come
got some
on,
Pop
man.
Tarts
You-
over there. You know, she got the
Don't touch
you know,
my PlayStation,
Fruit
son.
Loops over there.
Like, come on, man. You beefing with 2 people in that house, your stepmama and your daddy, okay?
Nah.
Like, now you bringing 3, 4 other motherfuckers into that beef. Like,
Yep.
come on, man. You can't be that fucking pet.
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
Like, they're not
No.
involved in it.
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
Hold on. So wait a second. Now the stepmother, this was her sister in the hospital.
Yes.
So you think that the stepmom ain't been told her sister, I can't stand his son. All he do, 16 fat ass. He need to lose some weight and all this. You think, man, fuck them kids. Fuck them
Everybody's
kids,
got
man.
everybody's got
maybe-
their sibling where they don't respect what the fuck they think.
And
You know,
Man,
you
listen.
just let a
maybe her
motherfucker blow
sister-
that off and just like, oh yeah, my sister fucking crazy.
Be some
But-
hungry motherfuckers with me. Go sit in the corner and don't move.
But look, like I said,
play
I'd have
duck, goose.
had to either Uber it or I had to, like, you know what I'm saying, call one of my homies like, yo man, let me slide through for a second. Ask your mom, could I come over for dinner? Y'all be like, hey, I can't watch them, man. I got a life. You don't even respect me. I can't eat here.
It was a family emergency.
Right.
You know?
Now
So
they
she dropped the
family.
kids off.
I know
Now,
all about
you know,
that. Now we family.
how you gonna have me watching your kids and
Your
I'm
shit hit the
malnutrition?
wall. Now we family.
Yeah.
Man, look.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
See, I wanted to, you know,
He
go
ain't the
around the
asshole.
horn and see how my brothers felt about this one because I thought it was pretty petty and somewhat
Yeah.
fucked up. And again, I didn't know how y'all would feel about turning off the beef for
See,
kids.
he's 16 also, so he's
Yeah,
not
he's a
even
kid
at
too.
that matured brain level of handling that
Yeah,
kind of.
he's 16. Why is he
You know what I'm
responsible for the shit?
Yeah, it's
Everybody at the
Motherfucker,
hospital, man.
Man, look.
But he was
Man,
like, man,
if you
fuck
old
that.
enough to pick your own gender, you old enough to cook for yourself. Fuck that kid.
hey, I agree. And if he's got to buy his own food, he's got to have money from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, what's the dad gonna do? Like, here, I took all the money out of my wallet. This is our money for our food. This is his money for his food.
Mhm.
But still,
And
I
don't
think-
save none of it
I'm
for
sorry.
gender
So he
reassignment.
probably
And
got
I
a
think-
job. Right, there
I
you go.
think
Those
more of the backstory is that on his mother's side, that you know he don't get along with her new husband. So I guess he picked the lesser of two evils.
Damn,
Let's say
maybe
with
this
his
kid
dad.
is an asshole. Don't nobody like this motherfucker.
emancipation.
Don't nobody like this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Hey,
some
man,
people
that's-
just
that's-
got fucked up parents, man.
But that's it. That's all. He just picked the one that was like, man, I could deal with this broad. All she doing is just telling me that you know,
I can't eat.
I can't eat. But this little, I mean, my mom's dude over here, he trying to, you know, play, you know, creepy uncle in the middle of the night, you know.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
just
Come
put
here,
that out
muscly arms.
Wow.
Just saying, man.
Come
Just
sit
saying.
right over
Well, you the one who said he might have two fucked up
You like
parents.
some
you know.
popsicles? We got some hot pickles.
With a family guy with his motherfucker.
Herbert the pervert.
Did you say hot pickles?
We got some hot pickles in the fridge.
Is that the dude from
Mr.
Family Guy?
Massillon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
the
that dude
creepy
like-
neighbor.
Chris,
got some
get your
elephant ears
fat
in the
ass over here
stove.
now, boy.
Yeah. Come here, muscly arms.
That is so fucking sick, but
Yeah.
It is, but they make you laugh at the man.
Yeah, they
That's
do,
messed
man.
up, man.
Yeah, they do. Herbert the pervert.
Herbert the pervert.
On a walker trying to get some ass.
Pop Shelly.
But I like
Pop
every
Shelly
time
don't
when he
fuck that
talk,
ass.
he got like 1 or 2 teeth, except for when he say something, he got a whole mouthful of teeth.
what creeps me out, man, that kind of like give me the shivers, man, is when he do that. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That shit is creepy as hell, man. They nailed it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's like some Sling Blade shit added
Man.
into the action.
And then that's my Billy Bob, man. I did not know that was him until like years down. He's like, you know, that's Billy Bob. I was
I'm
like,
gonna kill you now. this here's a Kaiser blade. And nigga
Man.
went full retard.
classic.
I never go full retard.
Hey man, look here. I'm drinking on some Firebrand tonight.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's a
Yes.
beautiful bottle, son.
That's a
Spice
beautiful
red blend. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you go, man.
gotta try that.
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen.
thank you again for your commentary on
Yeah.
all the topics from Sesame Place to
Man, fuck Elmo, man.
Bishops
Right.
getting robbed, EMTs getting jacked doing their
Yeah.
job.
Quick
Yeah.
shout outs, DJ LOH on the 1s and 2s, Brummy,
Indeed.
Goody Good
Indeed.
from Black Shell Sports.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's
The new subscribers, man. Hey,
Yes, sir.
thank you, man. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all,
Big time.
man. Show
Amen.
the addition of our brother Drizzy has something to do with that, man. And hey,
Indeed.
man.
We're gonna have a cash app coming pretty soon, so y'all could donate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because this crypto shit ain't getting it.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. All right, brothers.
Gentlemen, till we
The
meet
mighty
again.
starfish, the armor, whatever the fuck it is. The armor. They do.
Yes,
Jay
sir.
Drizzy and the
Old painless.
Oh, painless.
All right, fellas.
All right.
Love y'all, man.
Love y'all
Love
too.
y'all brothers,
y'all.
man.
Peace and love.
Oh, and don't forget, you are now listening to the legendary sounds of Beat Down Motherfucking
Brown.
Shout outs to Beat Down Brizzle.
Beat down my man. Shout out. Don't forget to check out Piercing the Veil podcast later on this week.
There you go.
Saturdays, 9 p.m.
He like that nigga forgot.
Peace, y'all.
And we gonna resurrect Mercs with Mics for you suckers. You
Sucker.
suckers.
Sucker MC.
Works with Mike's from Vegas.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.